Hey you guys, it's Jeffrey with Howells Carpet Cleaning here this morning, and we've got ourselves like a 2-bedroom apartment. We'll come in through here. It's polyester, apartment grade carpeting. We've got 1 bedroom here. I just walked past the 2nd bedroom. This one here, we're just going to come in here and get what we can. We're probably not going to move that mat there, but we'll clean all of the floor space. As you can see, it's pretty soiled, so our Kirby vacuum cleaner is going to be very crucial and critical in today's cleaning, because what we're going to do is our 3-phase cleaning process. One beginning with the pre-vacuum, then we do our soil suspension with our pre-spray solution. I'm curious, since this is polyester, I think I'm going to use the Commercial Magic Backways product, because it is geared towards synthetic fibers. I mean, because that's typically what your commercial stuff is all synthetic. So the Commercial Magic should work really well on this polyester. As far as getting up, you can see down the hallway here there's quite a bit of dirt, so it should work very well. And I think we're going to CRB for mechanical agitation, just to get it as thoroughly into the carpeting as possible prior to phase 3, which is our steam cleaning extraction, just to get all that debris out of there. So the idea with the process of mechanical agitation is just to accelerate all of that soil suspension with the pre-spray that goes down on the carpeting, and it really does a good job of just working the solution into the carpeting and agitating those fibers, scrubbing that solution into the carpets. And as you can see, I'll demonstrate and show you the CRB unit itself, or the counter-rotating brush machine, and show you how the agitation on it is much less aggressive than something as your typical rotary equipment that is quite a bit more aggressive and could potentially pull fibers out, especially in a residential scenario where you're dealing with longer fibers. When you're dealing with carpets like a Berber style or a commercial glue down style where there are no fibers, then your rotary machines are absolutely fine, because it's not ripping and pulling on anything. It's just creating agitation on the surface of the floors. However, here I want to kind of keep the agitation off of the fibers themselves, so that you're not pulling and weakening and ripping and tearing and all that good stuff. Well, bad stuff. So go ahead and get started here with the pre-vacuum, and I will catch you at the end of phase 1. Okay, so I've just completed phase 1, and now I'm ready to move on to phase 2, which is a soil suspension process. As I was going through, I kind of decided what I was wanting to do, and so what I'm going to be doing is using this Commercial Magic here on the right. Very good for synthetic carpets, both commercial and residential. Regardless of the name, Commercial Magic, it more implies the use of how it should be used, and that is synthetic plastic carpets. And we're going to be boosting it again with the detonator, which is our favorite peroxide base. Basically, it's just pure peroxide, probably about 20 to 25% strong peroxide, so that can be added pretty much to probably any cleaning solution. However, the Backway products are actually designed to mix and match. I do use it as a booster for another product that I like using, the sodium carbonate soapless stuff by Master Blend, and I've tested and it seems to do a really good job. I haven't actually called Master Blend to find out if adding peroxide messes around with their formula at all. I haven't had any problems with it, so I just use it. So just as a word of caution, before you just start adding stuff to your current pre-spray solutions that you're using, it's a good idea to make sure that what you're adding isn't messing up with the chemistry of how it's supposed to work. Now, one thing I say about the Commercial Magic, it is a very, very thick product. In fact, it doesn't come out oozing as a liquid at all. It comes out in these big old chunks. So basically, you have to turn the bottle upside down and shake it to get everything, the contents down to that end, open it up and just squeeze out, you know, chunks out of the bottle. So you look at it, you can see those, they're pretty big chunks. It's dissolving in there right now because I added some you know, my peroxide already. So the way I do this is pretty cool. I'll use water displacement. So I would, let's say for example, if I need 4 ounces of this stuff, I simply put in 10 ounces of water and then continue adding this stuff until the water level rises up to 14 ounces, and then I know that 14 from 10 is 4, so I know that I have 4 ounces of the product in there. And I went ahead and I already added my peroxide, and I'm going to get a little bit of a mix. And this is the product that we're going to use today on these carpeting. We're going to use a product because I don't know if there was an animal in here, but it looks like some of this could be urine. I really honestly don't know if there was an animal in here, or, you know, it could be years of accumulation. But this is going to be a really cool before and after. So what I'm going to do is use really good agitation using the CRB machine just to get this product in there, and it's going to look awesome. Alright, so as far as phase 2 goes, I had some sodium carbonate, which is basically peroxide mixed with even more peroxide. It does a really good job cleaning, but since I had some leftover mix from yesterday, I decided I wasn't going to dump it out. I was just going to use it here. So I went to kind of the front room area because it wasn't the most soiled area of the house. The hallways definitely are, but they were soiled, so I'm stress testing this product. And I put it down pretty heavily, and it's already looking much better as far as it just going through with it dwelling there and just eating away at spots and grime and stuff in the carpet. You can see this is not nearly as dark as it was. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take our CRB here. This is a counter rotating brush machine. I'm going to flip it over on its side, so you can come over and take a look at this. Here we got two brushes down here. They are counter rotating, so they are actually grooming and uplifting on the carpet fibers instead of, you know, what I was saying about rotary machines are kind of spinning and crushing and pulling on the fibers. This is kind of uplifting and grooming them, so it's a completely different kind of agitation. I prefer this unless I'm in a restoration situation where this technically counts as restoration, but we're still coming about it in a residential, you know, kind of careful way about it. If there were other huge, massive stains all over the place, then we would look at maybe possibly breaking out more of a rotary piece of equipment, which I do have a rotovac, and we just pull that out and let that guy do all the work. So, for those of you who are wondering why, because I've got questions on that, why do I hardly ever see your rotovac? It's because it's whether or not the situation really calls for it. Because when you're running a rotovac, really, I mean, that's agitation, but the way that it was designed originally, and I don't know if it's still true with the Rotovac 360i or not, but it really relies on a lot of water flushing through just to give it stuff a good scrub and a good rinse. In this scenario, being plastic carpets, I think we're going to be better off with a Commercial Magic and rinsing with less water than we would otherwise use with a Rotovac. So, with that in mind, always have a purpose and a reason for why you do things. Just from my evaluation of what I see here, this is the way that I'm choosing to do it. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the best way, the correct way, or anything like that. It just means that through my experience, this is the way that I'm choosing to do it. And for the given reasons of the amounts of water and agitation and all that sort of stuff, that's why I decided to do it this way. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and run this machine over it, the carpets in here, and kind of show you what kind of results we get from it. And this is just a pre-scrub. This is just the soil suspension process. This has nothing to do with extraction. Alright, I used up the rest of our sodium carbonate on the carpets in this front room area. And the spots that it did miss, I went ahead and I mixed up some of our commercial magic and went over it again. And the commercial magic is, I got to say, it's far more superior than the sodium carbonate, depending upon the what am I looking for? The concentration of the soils that are in the carpet. So, although the sodium carbonate works great in most normal conditions, when you're dealing with polyester, over-soiled polyester, the commercial magic seems to shine a lot more. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go down this hallway strip here, and we might as well do this one here. Or actually, we'll do the entire loop around. So, this will be a good show and tell here, because these are pretty visually, they're pretty bad looking. So, get a look at them now, and then in a moment, you're going to see them commercial magicked, and they're going to look awesome. Guarantee. Okay, mind you, we have done no extraction yet. All we are doing is purely suspension of the soil. So basically, that commercial magic just breaks down and pulls all of the debris and nasties, detaches them from the carpets, so that when we go back with a rinse extraction with this hot water, the truck mount, it's just gonna rinse all this stuff right up off the carpets. But as you can see, spots galore. Basically nothing but, you know, there's still dirt and stuff in here. Now, you can go with the cheap carpet cleaner, and you'll probably be able to do some of this same stuff with that cheap purple stuff from Walmart, degreaser. It pulls a lot of this stuff up. However, it leaves a ton, lots and lots of residue in the carpets, and that's why carpets quickly resoil. Now, I've gone through places and cleaned them up, and, you know, I do my year about every 8 to 12 months. You know, I call back, you know, to follow up to see how the carpets are doing. If they want to reschedule this and that. I've had cases where I call back, you know, a couple times, you know, 24 months down the road, their carpets are still clean, and I'm looking at, like, you know, seriously, your carpets can't be still cleaned. It's still, you know, it's been 2 years. And then finally they'll call me to come back and clean the carpets, and I'll look at it and I'm like, my goodness, they are still clean. So when you're using high quality cleaners, yeah, it might be a little bit more expensive, but in the long run, it's going to last longer. It's going to stay clean a heck of a lot longer, and you're not going to have residues where stuff coming in off your feet are going to stick all over the carpets as much. I mean, it's still going to happen, because that's just the nature of carpeting, but when you're dealing with lots of residues and things, you'll notice a night and day difference. Probably the best thing that you can do just to use a real good product to rebalance the pH in your carpets, because the carpets that are improperly balanced are just going to accumulate debris and show wear and dirt and brown and discolored much faster and more quickly than carpets that are properly cleaned and rebalanced. So when it comes to affordable carpet cleaning, make sure that your carpet cleaner is using is not giving you a reduction in service by using inferior cleaning products, because that really is not affordable. It's not reasonable. Reasonable carpet cleaning is something that gets the job done at an affordable price, and it looks great and it's done properly. So I guess it's all kind of relevant, you know, because to some people, I guess they think that a rug doctor is reasonable and affordable. But anyways, it's my 2 cents worth. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pre-spray bedroom 1 here in the corner. Here off to the right. We're going to pre-scrub there, and then we are also going to pre-spray over here and give a scrub over here. And then once we are done with that, we will go ahead and bring our lines in, fire up our truck, and get going with the steam cleaning process with phase 3. Okay, you guys, it's a little disappointing because all of those dark spots that were all over the place, I don't know if that was acne medicine or what it was, but I do know that there is a teenage girl in the house, so it very well could have been. You know, it gets on your clothes and it gets all over the place, it drops. So every little spot of brown that we treated to come out ended up in a pinkish dot, which is color loss. Because you got red, blue, and yellow to make beige, you pull out some of the other coloring, and bam, you're left with a little pink spot, or reddish. So anyways, I'm not too happy with that, but we did get out all the dirt and debris that we possibly could. Do a quick walk around. I'm just going through, pulling out my footprints right now. Let's just wand them out real quick as I go out. But see, everything in here turned out pretty good. There wasn't much of that red stuff in here. This is just mainly food and all kinds of stuff. This here is a result of polyester carpets that are dead. So there's absolutely nothing that can be done here that I know of. I mean, I pumped up had 200 degree heat, water, steam on there, commercial magic. And you can see that wear just looks absolutely nasty and nothing else is coming out. We broke the water tension, we did everything that we're supposed to do for olefin and polyester, and that's the result. And the same with in here. I mean, they look clean, we got all the dirt out, they don't look all dingy and nasty, but now you got red stuff all over the place. So you got polyester carpets. It would behoove you to have them cleaned, professionally cleaned, steam cleaned, probably once. So as you can see, we've got these pink spots all over the place. I don't know what they are. We got all the dirt out and everything, but these carpets are worn. Now look at this. This is dead polyester. Now if you have polyester, I wouldn't wait 3 or 4 years before you have them cleaned. I would probably have them cleaned every 6 months if you're not wanting to replace your carpets. Literally, they need to be cleaned all the time to get as much debris buildup out of the carpets as possible so that this doesn't happen here. Now, we did the best that we could. Could I have done better if another product? Perhaps, but you know, 200 plus degree water and our commercial magic using a good olefin cleaner, and we're stuck here.